I think I'm starting to figure it out why I'm so angry. It's because I'm trapped. I'm trapped in a position where I want to believe, yet I'm filled with doubt. I want to hate everyone, yet I'm filled with love. And that's another thing about being Jewish. We, as a people, are tolerant of all. We, as a people, want to see the good in all, but yet we are persecuted and condemned. I want to love you all, but when hate is thrown by anonymous people, and I know I have to deal with that by doing these videos on the internet, and I watch a video and I see all the hate and the racism and the bile and the absolute, it's mindfuckery. If I could just gather up a handful of these people and got them into a room, would you really be that racist? Would you really be that adamant about how you felt? I would say there's only maybe 2% of these haters out there that would actually say this stuff out loud instead of just typing it in a comment section on a video. Now, I know I get bent out of shape every once in a while, and this is what happens when I don't smoke weed and I don't drink. The rage, it's there. I'm not taking any sedatives, this is me. Just a few cups of coffee and a market that gaps up, that's all I need to get this thing going. Now, where I'm trapped is that I want to believe in the Dow 20,000. But at the same time, yeah, you know what? It doesn't make any sense. Are companies really doing that much better than they were 2 years ago? Have all the problems in America been suddenly solved by just making them go away and sweeping them under the rug? We don't know when these problems will arise again. Like we didn't know suddenly in 2007, 2008, how quickly it dissolved. And will there be fighting in the streets with weapons and gold and silver back to being the old currency, and we're storming the banks to gather up what we can? Remember, there's no reason to run to the banks if all hell's breaking loose. Paper money will have no value in a government that has failed us. Now, and if you don't think for a second what capitalism is what makes this country go. Capitalism, there's the people who have and the people that do not have. And there's nothing that you can do about it. So let the people storm into the stores and step on each other and kick each other and give themselves internal bleeding to get that $20 toaster. The funny thing is, they don't even need it. That's the saddest part of it all. There is not even and I'm a Jew, and thinking about, as all the racists out there think that I'm out there looking for a bargain, I wouldn't be caught dead in a store trying to save an extra couple of bucks. I would not wake up at 3 in the morning to wait online to go buy stuff to save. If you gave it to me for free, you wouldn't catch me online at 4 o'clock in the morning to get a free toaster or to save 30 or 40% off a laptop. Because you want to know why? Think about it rationally for a second if you can. 2 months later, they'll be giving that shit away anyway. Because something's coming up the rear, bigger, faster, stronger, more popular, and you gotta have that. So whatever you bought now that you wasted your precious morning on, and you fought the guy next to you and got punched in the ribs to get, you can buy it 2 months from now. Don't worry about it. They're gonna give that shit away any day now. Yeah, so you just wasted all your time. And I'm trapped, people. And I know you are too. When I see hate, it's hard not to come back with more hate and more anger and more violence. But at the same time, I just want to just hug everybody and give you a big kiss. It's gonna be all right, people. It will. Of course you can't trust the government. Haven't you watched any of the movies? Of course you can't trust the corporations. Do you think people come up with these ideas for movies and conspiracy theorists out of thin air? They're all true. Everything is true. Everything is false. It is what it is. And people are shocked at that video, how I'm going to rise up as a zombie corpse and eat your children. Just playing around. Just playing around. I'm not going to go to your house as a zombie corpse and hurt you. But you know what? One thing, I try not to bring the violence back to the violent, because that only makes it worse, right? So let's all just take a moment of reflect on what's good in the world. My family, your family, and the holiday season. Ho, ho, ho. It's supposed to be a jolly old time, right? Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. The birth of Christ. Sometimes you forget about that's what Christmas is all about. The birth of Christ. I could go on now and start making fun of your religion, but I won't. As you all worship a Jew. I know you all know that. And how they call me the Christ killer, the Jews, the Christ killer. You know, deep down inside, if you think about it, yeah, there were Jews, but you were all Romans. And it was actually the Italians or the Romans. So therefore, in P versus Q and modus tollens mathematical formula, it was the Romans that killed Jesus. The Italians killed Jesus. The Romans killed Jesus. Think about it. Wasn't the Jews. Yeah, we might have set him up a little bit. Well, I don't know. I didn't watch that movie, but apparently we set Jesus up for the fall. That's why everybody hates the Jews. But your religion wouldn't exist without us. So how about that? And why don't you just go back, and of course we could talk about pedophiles for a week and a half, but listen, religion is all religion is for is to add more confusion and strife to the world. That's why I believe in all religions. I believe in a spiritual entity that guides us all. All of this is all bullshit. Don't you know? We're living in the Matrix, and I truly do believe that. Don't you think when you had that deja vu, you wake up and you have this dream. You can't remember that dream, right? And then a few days later, something happens to you, and you're like, wow, this seems like it's happened before. What that is, my friend, is that you dreamt about the future. And then you're having that feeling of deja vu because you actually have that mental capacity, which we all do. You just need to tap into that stuff. That's what LSD is for. Think about it. LSD was so popular, and hallucinogenic drugs. And the drugs, there are some drugs for escapism, but then there's also the drugs for mind expansion, was what I was always into. Because I believe that there are other dimensions there. And I believe that we could all tell the future. So if we can tell the future, does that mean this is all predetermined, that everything has been predetermined, and that all that's happening is just on a path that's already out there? Like right now, if I blew my brains out, is that predetermined? Do we have free will? Where the hell did I just go with this whole conversation? The moral of the program, and as we go back to the stock market that never will go down ever again, why fight the funk? Don't fight it. Just come and hang out with us. But here's one thing, and I go on way too long in these videos sometimes. I try to, because all I know, you guys don't have attention spans. We all have ADHD, ADD. That's why they have pills for that stuff too. But I know right now you all could be hating on me because my one stock right now is Limelight Networks. And the market's up, I don't know, 5,000%. And my stock is currently down 3% for the day. That's awesome stuff. Now again, I'm trying not to look at it, but relative strength is a big thing. And this is red flag number one. If your stock's not up today, you got a shitty ass stock. I know Netflix right now is down, and that was a trade. I did a trade today. I shorted Netflix. You know why? Because it opened up green and went red, and that's all I care about. So, I don't know. I just don't know. Just don't worry about it. Bottom line is you come to hitthebid.com to have some fun. We talk about a bunch of shit. Sometimes we get a little bit racist, but we're all racists inside because you love yourself more than anybody else, so therefore you're a racist, right? Maybe you don't hate, but you love yourself more than anybody else. The egocentric bastards, self-important douchebags. We all got problems. All right, well, I don't even know. I don't know. I just wanted to make another video because I know sometimes you get frightened. I don't want to frighten anybody away. I'm trying to make, as your leader, and of course I'm going to look to run for president soon. As your leader, I will make a few stands, and I think I've touched upon my platform. First and foremost, there will be no diplomatic immunity in this country. I don't want to see anybody parking in a parking spot with diplomatic plates barring me from getting that spot. That's the first thing I'm going to do. No more diplomatic immunity. I don't give a shit who you are. Then we're going to round up all the rapists and murderers and pedophiles, and we're going to send them on a ship across the ocean, and then onto a plane, and we're going to drop them in the Forbidden Zone. You remember the Forbidden Zone somewhere in Pakistan where apparently all the terrorists are hanging out, but we're too afraid to go in there because we don't know exactly where they are, and we don't have the right to go in there because nobody could go in the Forbidden Zone. We're going to send them into the Forbidden Zone. So as we're afraid of getting bombed and terrorist attacks on the country, let the terrorists be worrying about getting ass raped for once in a while. That's some fear. Yeah, you know what? They might blow up a subway car from time to time, but being afraid of getting pinned down by a bunch of pedophiles and rapists and murderers, put some fear into the terrorists. That's what we got to do. We got to put fear back into the terrorists as my Limelight Networks hits a new low for the day. You got to love it. You got to love when you own a stock where you see 975 stocks that are green and you're one blinking red. Awesome stuff. But I don't give a shit because if it breaks 585, I'll take my loss. If not, I'm hanging on to the stock forever. It could be another manipulated piece of garbage stock that I'm involved in, trying to find something that, hasn't run 150,000%. It's kind of difficult in this market. Somebody mentioned Joy Global. How come I'm not in Joy Global anymore? I don't know. Maybe because when it went from 18 to 25, I thought I was a genius. Then I bought it back at 30, sold it at 35. Then I bought it at 40 and I sold it at 35. And then I gave up on the stock. And now that it's $80, that's why. That's why. So, but you know what? In all reality, there was a profitable trade done today. It was shorting Netflix. And if you'd held on to it till right this moment, you'd made 5 points on that trade. Not bad. Not bad. Now, I know you're probably thinking, why? Why trust somebody who can change personalities so drastically on a whim? How could we even believe what he says is true in any respect? How could we trust a man that could be clinically insane? Remember, I am representing what you're all thinking, like it or not. Somewhere deep inside you, there is Krull. I know that sounds gay. Oh, did I just gay bash right there? Gay. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying a little Krull inside you is a gay remark. Gay. Me being inside you. That's gay. Think about it. Unless you're a woman, of course. Maybe you're not. I don't really have many women that watch the show anymore. Am I misogynistic? Or something along those lines? See, now I'm just going off in different directions because I feel like just talking. You know why? Because I'm pissed off. This is what I do. I rant and I rave. I don't know. This video was supposed to be a video to make you feel better about me after that last video about how I was going to eat you and rape your corpse or whatever I said in that video. I don't know if I've accomplished anything but making you a little bit more afraid of me in this video. And if you haven't met me and this is your first video that you're watching of me, yeah, this is what it's like. This is what it's like, you schizophrenic, self-important fucking douchebag. That's what the show should be called, right? Schizophrenic, psycho, self-important douchebag who just likes to hear himself talk. But you know what? One day I'm going to be president of the United States of America. Yeah, think about that. It's going to be guys like me that take over the world. People who speak the truth. And as much as the truth may not be any conscious stream of reality bullshit. But the moral of the program today would be that I'm trapped. I'm trapped in a position where I want to love you all, yet I despise a lot of you. And as much as I like some of you, you probably have, closet hatred for me somewhere that you're not admitting to yourself. Let it go. Let it go. Feel the love, feel the hate. Let it flow. Just let it go. Let it go.
I would much prefer Krull.